So here's the deal. This is round number 3 of this championship of 4 races. We are leading by 2 points. The ARC Bratislava team that we're racing against has a first and a second place, just like we do. The only reason we're leading the points is because I managed to qualify on pole in our class twice, first 2 races. So fortunately, we got those points. Not trying to pat myself on the back, but every little bit matters. So this is round 3. This is the turning point of the championship. We had a little bit of a break. We went from 2 races that were very cold in temperature, now 2 races that are going to be really hot in temperature. There's a lot on the line here. This could make or break the rest of the championship for us, and we've got to be all in with our effort in every way to make sure that we're going to come out of here with a good result.
It's very dry here, and it's a huge factor. First of all, the tires are going to work a lot better for us. We had a really tough time in the previous 2 rounds. The tires were very cold and hard, whereas here they're going to be extremely hot, and it really loosens up that compound, allows us to have such higher grip levels, and it's really nice to drive. The downside is the car itself is extremely difficult to stay in because of how difficult and hot it is temperature-wise. You start feeling it pretty heavy around 30 laps, and that's when you have to come in, grab fuel, and go right back out for another 30 laps. So that's going to be the biggest battle, staying hydrated, keeping our fluids up, keeping our electrolytes high, and stay at the top of our game for the longest period duration of the car.
This is the first time we actually had a really unique opportunity to get in 2 full days of testing here at this circuit before this race weekend began, which was phenomenal. You know, last year, both Patrick and I had a little bit of LMP3 experience before we came to Asia to race in the P3 category here. And then we decided to jump up to P2 for this season. And, you know, I mean, I raced P2 cars in the past, but it's a whole different evolution of car. Patrick's never been in one before, and our teammate Solly has not driven in much prototypes at all, let alone drive a P2 car. So we got to do 2 full days of testing here earlier this week, and man, it was incredible.
Extensive runs, quality sims, we did, you know, by the book. We just ran this car to the ground. We did 1,400 kilometers worth of testing. It was a real great opportunity for us to really learn the car, like in depth, all the detail of all the differences and the nuances in the setup and our driving technique and how to apply it better to this specific car. And then all the fine tuning that we did to get around this circuit better.
Your right tire right here.
Yes.
You can feel the center plank hit those. But if you keep your tire right here, it goes between the center plank and that far left plank. Yeah. And it doesn't hit anything.
So, you know, we are approaching today, day number 1 of the official race weekend, so far ahead of where we usually do. It's really a leg up for us. Now, some of our competitors were also here testing, but some of them were not. I'm ready to race. I mean, I am as ready as I could be. I feel like this racetrack is a little bit easier of a circuit compared to others.
It's pretty fun. It's smaller. It's like kind of like a go-kart track for these prototypes. There's some pretty high speed straights, some high G-load corners, some high speed corners. But all in all, it's pretty tight and compact, kind of like a little karting track.
Going into this round, we're only ahead by 2 points. And since it's such a short championship, there's no mathematical way we can clinch the championship today, here, this weekend. So we all have to still fight. We're going to be fighting extremely hard here in Buriram, and we'll be fighting extremely hard in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur, the final round. Everyone is pushing for their points. It's neck and neck and extremely tight racing.
All right, so we are in Buriram, Thailand, and we're at the Chang International Circuit grounds. There's a big stadium over here behind us, and this is a castle that's,
Buriram.
I don't know anything about it yet. We're gonna go find out. And for those of you that may not have heard of Buriram before, it's about a 6-hour drive from Bangkok. If it wasn't long enough to travel all the way to Bangkok from the United States, I did like 30 plus hours of flying to get here. Patrick was here in advance of me, picked me up, and then we had a 6-hour drive to get here.
I can't see these lights now.
Yeah, because you're beyond the intersection. That's why you can't see them. I want to say we're in the middle of nowhere. That's not fair to say because Buriram is actually a pretty built up town. There's an awesome stadium here for all the sports that take place. Chang Stadium, soccer team. Chang Beer apparently was originated here, and the owner of the company has reinvested in this area where he came from and built this race circuit, built the hotel we're staying in, built the football stadium. It's really cool. The handling of the car is really good.
Well, on that quicker set, 3.
We could use a little more flat.
Turn on.
Thinking after you said that, I think it would definitely help in turn 1. It would help in 8. Probably help in 6 and 7. Patrick said he got loose there. Felt the rear really working hard, and I did as well, especially in traffic.
Yeah, the goal for the weekend absolutely is to get that initial point in qualifying. Guy needs to do the job. He needs to get it on pole for the AM class, which achieves this additional point, which is the only reason why we're ahead right now in points. The second goal would be to win the AM class, which we need to do. Our competitors are here, and they're fierce. And the third one, it seems how one of the cars that pulled out from the overall championship of LMP2 allows the possibility that we can get on the LMP2 podium overall once again, which would really help us secure some points. It also helps us look good, and we want to be on 2 podiums at the end of this race for sure. We got in the car. Great setup. We just nailed the setup now. The problem is we are down in power. For sure we're down in power to our sister car, to the other cars, to other classes of cars. It's a big team brainstorming session right now of why we're down on power, how to fix that, and moving forward, what can we do?
It's not looking so hot for us. Car's handling great. Got a little bit of a power scenario going on here. Tried a lot of things to try to figure it out. Going into this session, we're not really confident that we've got that figured out, so I was hoping to go 3 for 3 with my pole positions in the P2 AM trophy class. Our main competition, the ARC Bratislava guys, are flying this weekend. They could very well put it on pole overall.
The combined field of LMP3 and LMP2 cars out for 15 minutes of action.
The car was absolutely hooked up. Despite some of the things we've been trying to diagnose today with our lack of performance, the chassis has been phenomenal, and that was probably the best this car has ever handled. So it's hot out. Give it your all every single lap, and just try to squeeze out more and more time. And about 3/4 of the way through the session, they said that I only needed 3/10 to get on the pole for our class, and I was able to go out and find those 3/10. The tires kept coming in, and just relearning how to drive the car in this very specific condition. These P2 cars are so animal. I mean, they've got so much grip and they're so precise that when you make these mild setup changes, you really have to find what it's more capable of doing, because the capability of the car is phenomenal. So it's really satisfying. It's probably some of the most satisfying driving I've ever done. But yeah, we wound up P2, and as expected, our competition was 6/10 up on us. Significant performance advantage, or I should say we're at a significant performance disadvantage. We are definitely down on power. Like I said at the beginning of the weekend, I feel like we are the strongest we've ever been, and now we're just dealing with a little bit of a hiccup that was definitely unexpected. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. It's race day. Go big or go home.
Today's race day. It's time to bring it. We're excited to start second row. I'm starting driver. And then Sally, then Guy is finishing. They found the issue that was causing our top speed. It seems like it was a front master cylinder problem that was causing the brakes to be on the whole time we were down the straightaway. Pitching turn really slowed us down.
This is a real good turning point, not just for us as a team, you know, in the performance with the car, but from a driving perspective. You know, Patrick has been hard at work trying to catch up, not having raced a car like this before. He's been doing a great job, and then I feel like it's just finally clicked for him. This is Patrick. This is what I deal with all this international travel. Patrick saying, I mean, I wasn't born then, or yeah, I was 5 when that happened. Sometimes you
Sorry.
just wanna, and it's like lately, you just keep throwing it out there more and more often. This is really a great time for us. We are melding together as a driving combo. I feel like our car setup is better than it's been. And you know, we had some hiccups in some of our races from a strategy and tactical standpoint, and we are kind of at a place between the drivers, the car setup, team, strategy, just the cohesiveness is really good, and I think we're strongest now than we've been since we started this program. Race day? Let's see, what's the temp we got today? 78 degrees right now. Not gonna be like that in the race car, I'll tell you that. It's gonna be 94 degrees today. Heat of the day, no cloud coverage. Sun baking down on that roof. Yes. Racetrack nice and hot. It's gonna be a day of stamina, endurance. These pythons, ready to rip.
Watch the red lights, watch them. When they go out, that is go. There will be thundering down towards that first turn. Still on, go! Attidot de Jong gets the power down and takes immediate advantage there. Moves across to block the racing line. It's the two Algarve Pro cars come through, 1-2. Then it's the United Autosports pair. The ARC Bratislava car falling back into the pack and being beaten up a bit.
When the lights went out, I was right on Phil's tail, but game on. From there on out, it was hard racing. Every single lap was nose to tail.
Nigel Moore almost there, losing position to the fast-starting Patrick Byrne. Jean-Baptiste Lehay brakes later, goes round the outside of Chris McMurray, and McMurray goes wide, and I think that's going to give Patrick Byrne the opportunity to get up the inside too. So McMurray just basically pressured into, outbraking himself just a little there, and that may have lost him. Has lost him 2 places in a single corner.
We had to make up for that deficit from those Algarve Pro cars. I handed the car off to Sally in 2nd place, starting 4th place.
Oh no, Sally Yuluk's climbed aboard the number 23 car. Better run through turn 1 this time from Sally Yuluk, Turkish driver, Chinese driver, US team, Slovakian team. Moves to the defensive inside position with turn 3.
Oh, what a couple of laps.
Has he got the opportunity to go around the outside? Not quite going to be enough there, I don't think.
Again, pushed
Great
offline.
stuff, this pair.
Solly's been doing a great job in the car. Had an amazing battle with the 4 car, our main competition earlier. Wheel-to-wheel racing, hardcore, flat-out racing for a number of laps. Really intense battle.
Johnny will not be backwards in coming forwards. It's a bit of a braking point missed there. Luckily, the team not standing directly in front of the car.
You know, you're racing that hard out there. Solly came in for his pit stop and flew away the pit box. So that wasn't a penalty with the regulations, but it was a time penalty. We had to jack the car up, move it back, jack it back down, and then start the service. So, you know, we've lost some time here. We had another drive-through penalty we had to serve. So we're just giving this race away right now. And it's not looking so good. I'm Mr. Positivity. I'm gonna get out there and do what I can. We know that these guys have had pace on us this weekend, and they're already in front of us. So, you know, he gets out, I get in. I just gotta do what I can. Make sure we have a clean race.
And the engine cover is coming off the 23 car.
Well, just when we thought things were going to go very smoothly.
Just before I got in the car, Solly was calling in that there were some issues with the engine. You know, we thought we had that problem resolved. It was a little bit of a brake issue that was actually hanging up and slowing the mile per hour of the car down in practice and qualifying and whatnot. So then once we cleared that up, you know, we thought we were in the clear as far as engine performance. But whether it was from contact that Solly had while he was battling it with the Bratislava car, or if it was something else within the engine, the lambda sensor, or something happening, the temperatures were skyrocketing, performance was way down, all the numbers were off as far as the engineers were concerned. So as soon as I left the pits in the car, they told me to go to map 4, which is a map that's supposed to override a lot of the electronics in the lambda, and I needed to save fuel. So not only do we have no power and not a fighting chance at all to keep pace with our class, couldn't even pass the LMP3 cars. You know, it's typically take me 2 to 3 laps to get around a P3 car, so it was pretty dismal.
It just didn't work for us. Now we're in a pretty big deficit.
And we're lucky that we finished the race, so I'll take that. You know, we got 3rd place points, but we lost the pole position this weekend. So our championship lead went down to 1 point instead of 2, and now we just finished 2 positions behind our main competition. So I'm here to do a job, we are here to accomplish something, and today basically we failed. So, you know, this is going to sit with us all the way through until our first session on track, probably all the way till the checkered flag waves at Sepang, and we need to give it everything when we get there. So bet your bottom that I'm going to be in the gym, on the simulator, you know, emailing and calling with my engineers and doing everything we can to make sure that we are as prepared as we can be when we hit the ground in Sepang. We have no testing. We show up there and get right into the race weekend. So it's all on the line. It's all going to be really big, really dramatic. We must perform, and we can't afford to lose any opportunity to gain points. We must qualify on pole. We must win the race, and we probably need to finish at least 2 positions ahead of the Bratislava car.